Hello, today is Thursday, April 22nd, 2021, and today we're going to be doing some Unity game development. So, the thing that we're going to do today, yesterday we were working on a little bit, oh god, my camera again. Jeez, I hate this camera so much. One day I'll get a new one. Anyway, yesterday we were working on a little bit of a game in Unity. We're working on what's it called? The tweening libraries and a little bit of reactive stuff. So the tank treads and the animation for shooting here are done all with tweening and reactive stuff. I just wanted to see how that would end up working out. And today I guess we'll just make we'll make everything sort of reactive, and then we'll see what we can do about enemies. So what do I mean by a reactive? Let's go to tank component here. So this is with the tweening stuff. All of this is done, like the fire animation, all of that is done through this tweening library, and then the reactive stuff is done. I'm trying to find it here. It's, I think, the tank animator. Yeah, all of this is done whenever the value of the transforms, like position or rotation changes. It just updates the tracks to some other, or to something based on the time. So that's how we do all of that. But there's a way to do this with input as well. So the way that I have this structured is so that we have sort of this tank component. And that takes in the, that takes in the look target, and then the throttle and the steering. And so all of those, on fixed update, it will use those to update the transform, position, and rotation and stuff like that. I think it might be possible to add all of this into reactive stuff as well. Actually, let's do that. So I think what we can do is, I think we can say transform dot, or no, it's, is it on, no, it's, oh, what is it? We might need UnitRx in here. So using UnitRx, I think we can say on, no, is it update? We can reference fixed update, but no, it's something else. Is it this dot on or dot to? Oh god, how do you do it? Let's see. UnitRx on update or on fixed update. Update. And I don't claim that this is efficient, it's definitely not. I just wanted to see if it's actually possible, or how much is possible using this library, because I think a lot of it actually is. So we have observable.winAll, so it's probably, is it observable? Or is it, so we have a timer, which we don't want. Basically we want to get a value. Actually, I think we can do value.onValue changed or something, and that might work. No, actually, we just want to do on update. It's update as observable. So can we do this dot update as observable? No. Why can we not do update as observable? What is that target of? So we have the primitive here. We have the observable update trigger. Ah, okay, so that's what we would have to do, is we'd have to add a component and then do an update as observable. Interesting. Okay. So, oh, is it just dot triggers? Is that all we need? That might actually be all we need. Update as, no. On, huh. Why is that not working? Do we need both, maybe? That'd be weird if we needed both. But what we can do is on update now. Why is that not working? Because this is a mono behavior. Do we really need to do this? That'd be weird if we need to do this. On, oh no, I guess we do. Yeah, on mouse up. So on, okay, interesting. So I guess we could use the rigid bodies fixed update, because we're gonna have rigid body. It'd be weird. It'd be kind of weird to actually hack that in that way, though. I'm not a huge fan of that. Actually, we might be able to do transform.update as observable. There we go. Can we do fixed update as observable? Yes, we can. Okay. That's what we wanted. Okay. So fixed update as observable, and then what we want to do is we want to say subscribe, and then given a transform. I want to say transform.position. Oh, interesting. What is this a type of? This is a unit. Really? Interesting. Subscribe to that observer. Interesting. No. So we have select many, take until, then we select, then we subscribe X to whatever. I mean, it doesn't really matter, because what we can do is we can just subscribe to each, we can just subscribe to whatever this unit is. It actually doesn't matter. So we can say transform.position is equal to, and this should reference the GameObject.transform. Yeah, it does. Okay. And then we can just put this in here. I mean, all it does is it doesn't really do anything for us. It just, we could map, we could actually say we could say fixed update. We could do this, and then we could select whatever this is, such that it is now this, and then we could say delta, and then we could say transform.position is plus equal to delta. We could do that. And actually what we could do is we could select this, well, that's not really going to help. We'll just get the observable, and then we can subscribe to the fixed update here. Unfortunately, I don't think there's any way you can fork this stream. Like, I don't think there's any way you can do multiple subscribes, because I think subscribe returns, yeah, it returns a disposable, which we don't need. And we don't need to do anything with, because it'll get disposed automatically. Whenever, the only time we want to dispose of it is when Unity shuts down, which it will do automatically. And so I think we can also now use the observable, and we can add a select here. And I think you can fork things like this. And we can get rid of you. Let's select you to the now let's select you to the rotation. Let's just say that you are now the rotation. Oh, whoops. Select you to this is basically what I want to do. And we can just pull all of these back like this. Basically what I want to do is I just don't want this in the final sort of subscribe method. And then we can say we have that, and then we can say subscribe, and then this will be the delta again. And then we'll just say transform.rotation times equal to, I think so, yeah, times equal to, oh, interesting. Oh, that's target.rotation. Okay, that's fine. And say that's times equal to, and we can also get rid of this now that I think about it, because we don't need all this. We just need that. All right. But yeah, I don't think we can have multiple subscribers. Like, I don't think we can do subscribe like that. No, we can't. Okay. That's fine. And again, there's not really a huge benefit to doing it this way. I just want to make sure that I understand this. And so we say quaternion.Euler, this would be the delta. Something like that. And then both of these are non-relevant. And then that'll be transform.forward, transform.position, okay. Then we can do another thing here. We can say fixed update, and then we can select. And now we can just subscribe to some kind of unit. Then we can say target.rotation is equal to all this nonsense. And again, I think this is how this works, but let's find out. There isn't really any benefit to doing it. It just moves all the code up here and it just frees up that magic method. But we could do something else. We could do something more complex with this if we wanted to, but we're not going to worry about it. Okay, so let's see if that's still functionally equivalent. It should be. Okay. I mean, it's more expensive for sure. Yeah, okay, this appears to, yeah, it is completely functionally equivalent. Alright. That's really cool. Yeah, okay. I like that. Let's do the same thing with the player controller because you can actually get the input this way as well. And also, let's add a fire delay. So we'll say protected float, let's say next fire time. And yeah, let's do this. Let's do this part first. And we're not going to worry about getting the mouse button down, we're just going to get the mouse button. And what we're going to say is if that and time.time greater next fire time, then the next fire time is equal to time.time plus, let's say half a second, so we fire 2 rounds a second. Now let's say a quarter of a second. So we can fire 2 rounds every 1.5 seconds. I believe that'll work. So we hold the mouse button down, yeah, we fire 2 rounds every 1.5 seconds. Okay. Alright, good. Now let's try to replicate that inside of this. Okay. So what we want to do is in here, we would say, oh yeah, we need the triggers. Do we need both of these? Yeah, we need both of these. That's interesting. Curious why. So let's do that. Then what we'll say is, I think it's on, no, it's this dot on mouse. That's interesting. So on mouse down as observable. So can we do input dot on mouse? No. Okay. So I guess we can say this dot on fixed update as observable. I think we can say select. I think we can say take while? No, it's not. Is it select many or what is it? Really, we want to select only one. So take until mouse up as observable. So this will stop that from running. There was a thing here. So this is the raise time is equal to that. What you can do is you can say on long pointer down as observable. Now subscribe to that dot add to composite disposable similar to that manager for multiple disposable. So observable dot oh every update. Okay. So I see. So we can do observable. Whoops. Do observable dot every fixed update? Yeah, every fixed update. Okay. So we could do something like that. And we could say, hey W, how's it going? So what are you doing today? So we're messing with some reactive stuff. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to take the existing behavior that I have and just make it completely reactive. Again, there's like, so this, for instance, was all in fixed update, so I just kind of moved it over. There's no real like performance benefit. In fact, I think it's like strictly a performance detriment. But I just want to make sure that I understand this sort of reactive stuff. So yesterday we did some stuff where we made the tank animator, like the tracks on it, completely reactive. So what I ended up doing is I basically just said for the transform, anytime the value changes, and that's for the position and the rotation. So anytime the tank's position or the rotation changes, what we end up doing is, it's more learning how to use a new tool, I suppose. Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. So yeah, basically anytime the rotation or position changes, all I do is I go through each renderer and then I assign the track images to like a sign function, so they switch every once in a while. And so the end result is basically what you would expect. You know, like they're completely still whenever we're completely still, but we turn, and then they actually start turning because the rotation changes. And so, you know, we move and then we get, you know, the animation and stuff like that. Small project, the performance hit is fine, I suppose. Yeah. I mean, I don't intend, it's not like a game that I intend to finish. It's just kind of like, I want to see, you know, I want to do something and then see if I can predict how it will change everything. So what I'm trying to figure out now is this expression in a sort of reactive sense, and I'm not entirely sure how to do that. I don't think it's take while, but yeah, that's what I'm trying to sort out. Because I know we want to do on, or every fixed update, but it's a question of how we ignore, I guess we say where input dot get mouse button or get button down, basically where this expression is true, every frame where this expression is true. So how is your game going, by the way? I haven't had a chance to look at it recently, but it looked really neat. Like the artwork looked really good whenever I saw it. Anyway, so it's where this expression is true, and then we subscribe to that. We can ignore the value because we actually don't care about it. And then what we can do is that. Then we just put this in here, something like that. I mean, I guess the cool thing here is that we can do observable dot like after, like every after update. Oh no, I guess that's a late update, right? It's going well. I don't work on it every day, but think I'm doing progress. That's good. Yeah, it's kind of hard to sort of keep track of progress. The artwork is asset bought, so not original. Okay, I see. I mean, it still looks really good though. I mean, it doesn't like matter where you get it. Like the thing is that I've seen a lot of Unity assets and I've never seen that one, so it seems like you dug pretty far to find it, and that's good. Like the main issue that I have with like buying artwork off the asset store is that I'm afraid that everyone else is going to use it as well. And so whenever I see like stuff that other people or that I haven't seen before, it's generally a good sign. So what we can do, I mean, really every update. I mean, we just want to do all of this every update. Actually, no. I think we can say observable. craftpix.net. No, it's good. You can post links. It doesn't bother me. As long as they're not malicious, but, you know, I trust you. No, don't do that. Oh, okay. Oh, wow. I didn't know about this. That's cool. Ooh. I might have to check some of this out, because I was going to do... Oh, wait, actually... I have seen this style of stuff before. Okay. That's kind of neat. Oh wow. They have free stuff on here too. Okay. Impressive. Oh, and they even have a thing for it. Wow. Very well designed website. Very happy with this. Yeah, I have some ideas that I might have to use this to prototype. Yeah, I'm kind of liking this. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do at all. Does that take me one page? Yeah, that does. Okay. Okay, yeah. I might have to check some of this out. Because, yeah, there's some stuff I wanted to do. But anyway, I think observable. It's kind of cheap as well. A year doesn't cost too much, and you can download the entire collection if you want. Oh wow, that's nice. What if you buy it? What kind of license is there to it? Like, can you modify it in any way, or do you have to use only the original stuff, or do you know? Because that's sort of the thing that I'm always worried about with buying art is that that I'll run into a case where I want something and then they won't have it, and then I'll be like, I'm stuck with this art style and I you know, want something else, or not want something else, but like want something they don't make, and then like you're kind of stuck begging them to make it. That's what I always worry about. So I'm like, if I buy something, I always want the can use it for most projects. Not sure about education. I think you can modify it. Okay. Yeah, that's always what I'm worried about, is because I'm always like, you know, if I want something, can I modify it later? Okay, so let's see if this did. They give you PSD files and other formats as well. Okay. Yeah, it might be worth getting that then, because I kind of wanted to do like one of those God Simulator games. Obviously in Unity that's going to be very inefficient, but I was thinking maybe with C# or something, or not C#, but C++ might be able to build it into a library and then import it into Unity, and it might be more efficient. Maybe, hopefully. But yeah, that's sort of what I was thinking. Okay, so yeah, I think this is just all functionally equivalent. That's crazy. It's crazy how easy some of this stuff can be, too. Thinking about other stuff you could do with this, too, because you could do... Because this is every fixed update, you might be able to add... If we really wanted to go into this, you might be able to add... Micro coroutine. Yeah, I liked the craft fix stuff, so bought it. It's much better than my programmer art. Yeah, I can't do art either. Yeah, that's the issue that I've always had, is that I'm like, I want to do all this cool stuff, but I don't have the artwork for it, and I don't have, well, I do have the money, but I never wanted to spend it on art, but I might have to do that one day. I might have to just commission an artist one day. I've always wanted to do it, but also I just don't want to manage art. Like, I don't want to manage artists. So, yeah, I'm actually kind of amazed at how easy that was to do. We're not going to worry too much about this. Well, actually, we can do public void, not public void. We can do a protected transform. This will be the target. So what we can do is maybe we can animate a follow camera as well. I think it would have to be reactive extensions, right? So private void awake. Whoops, that's not where those go. That's where those go. Alright, so for a follow camera, I grabbed one extra parenthesis. There we go. Or bracket. Brace. Yes, that's the word. Okay. So we can set the transform target in the serialized field here. And I guess we can just say that the target is equal to, we can just find the player. There's no reason to really set it. So say find object of type, and this will be the player controller component, and we'll just set that to the transform, and that should work. And then what we can do is when the target's position changes, and then I think we say like on, is it on? No, it's not. Is it on value? Oh god, how did I do it before? I don't think I did transform.position. What did I do? It was in the tank animator? Transform.observe every value changed. That's what it is. But observe every value changed. Do we want to do that? No, I don't think we do. I think we want to do observable.on update. Oh, is it every, say every fixed update? Yeah, every fixed update. Yes, my WSL is working today. WSL. I'm not entirely sure what that means. WSL. Yeah, I don't know what... Sorry, I don't know what WSL is. Is required. Windows subsystem. Oh, okay. Is it not working on some days? I remember the Linux subsystem being kind of interesting. Like, it's one of those things where you're like, oh yes, I get to use Windows on Linux, or Linux on Windows, but had problems with it, some kind of bug. Ah, okay. Yeah, I've never, like, I tried to use it one time, and then I'm just like, ah, screw it, I'll just use PowerShell. Because I'm like, I loved the idea of using Linux commands on Windows, but it's functional between working, it's fluctuating between working or not. Ah, okay. Yeah. Like, I used to use Windows subsystem, or the Linux subsystem. Oh, wait. Windows subsystem for Linux. Wait. So is that... So Windows subsystem for Linux, is that Linux on Windows, or is that Windows on Linux? I can see the point for one of those, but I can't see the point for others. It's not just using Linux commands, it's using Linux libraries. Oh, are you using Linux binaries? Oh, okay. So it is the Linux, it's Linux on Windows, okay. Interesting. I didn't know that it used the binaries. I thought that it actually just mimicked the commands. Well, that's cool. That's cool to know that it actually mimics the, it's cool to know that it actually mimics the binaries. Or, not mimics, but uses the actual binaries. So I'm wondering... I already fixed update. I'm wondering if there's a thing... Because what is this? This is considered an iObservable. And we can subscribe to that, but we can also do link commands on that. I'm just wondering if there's some way... I'm wondering if there's some way that we can append these, like, observables together. Because that would be really interesting, right? Like, if you could, because what I'm thinking is not for this. The tank animator. No, it's not in here. Why is it not in here? It should be in here. It shouldn't be in the tank component. It is in the tank component. Oh, this needs to move. Yeah. I don't know if it deals with the graphics though, like GTX and X11 and stuff. Yeah. Whenever last I checked, graphics on Linux was kind of not fun. So I think I'd prefer it just uses the Windows graphics APIs. Because at least those are universal enough that, you know, people support them. Whereas Linux, they don't necessarily support them. Like, I love the idea of Linux. The problem that I've always had is that it just doesn't... It just doesn't have the support that I've always needed it to have. Like, other people, or like game developers and tool developers typically don't support it as much. For example, the Haskell compiler had a terrible bug that made it not compile stuff on Windows. But on Linux, it works well. Okay. That's amazing. The Haskell compiler had a terrible bug that made it not compile stuff on Windows. Wow. That's rough. I don't know how they managed to get it working on Linux and not Windows. That's incredible. That's generally pretty tough to do. Like Windows, like, for all of its faults, it does typically just work. You know, granted, it may not work as well as everyone wants it to, but it does typically. There's usually a way to get it to run, at the very least. But yeah, what I was thinking is, I wonder if there's a way. I wonder if there's a style of programming where you can basically get this kind of behavior. The idea here is that you create a sequence, and then you can append various actions to it, and then you can pause it. You can replay it, you can rewind it, all that stuff. Wondering if there's a way to do that with this style of programming, but I guess the way subscribe is done, I don't think you can. I guess something to do with threading, so it was an OS specific bug. Huh. Yeah, Windows threading is interesting. It's, you know, I don't know, it's one of the things that bugs me about Visual Studio is that Visual Studio has like a lot of blocking operations, and they just tend not to use the threading, and I'm not entirely sure why. But maybe it has something to do with Windows threading just being garbage. I don't know, the only time I've used threads is through, like, or not the only time, but the main time that I've used threads was in college. We did threading with Linux, because in college they basically gave us a bunch of virtual machines, like a bunch of Linux virtual machines that we had to SSH into, and so we did threading there. And then any other time I've used threading, I've done it through a language like Java, where it doesn't matter as much what your operating system is. But it wouldn't surprise me if Windows had threading issues, because I do notice that sometimes, like, this, whatever you call this menu, I still don't know what it's called, Windows menu or whatever, I've noticed that this thing just doesn't load sometimes, and it just causes the entire OS to freak out. Like, you know, you hit the key and then you won't be able to search for anything. And then, like, the taskbar will lock and all sorts of ridiculous stuff will happen. It's annoying. But anyway, it's a transformed out position. We need to also get the offset. So say protected float, or not float, vector 3, offset. Start menu maybe? Oh, hey Elias, how's it going? But yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right. I think it is called the start menu. Yeah, it does say start up here. Wasn't there a thing once where it had like some kind of credits that it gave you? I don't know, I thought I saw that appear somewhere at one point. I don't know, I still hate this thing. I just really don't like it. The only thing I like, I've never used any piece of it, I only ever use the search bar. Oh god, when did that open? What is that? Oh no, I don't want that. So yeah, like if I wanted to do like Unity, I just search for, you know, Unity. And that's how I use it. It's the only thing I use it for. But yeah, today we're messing with some reactive programming stuff, so I use the search bar a lot. Yeah, that's basically all I do. I don't bother with any of this other stuff. Like, I'm like, I don't even know what half of this does. I don't care. As long as I can search for stuff, I don't need to know how it works. The one thing that bothers me though is if I want to go, well, actually a couple things. Like for downloads, for instance, if you search like DON, it works, right? And then you search L. No, now it's suddenly the file explorer. Why? I don't get it. I really don't get it. Like, this is a better match than this is. Like, this is a better match than this. Why does it open this first? Clearly I want downloads. And then there's also like, you know, printer or something. Or like, what is it? Oh yeah, scan. It's like Windows fax and scan. It's like, no, I want the thing to actually start a scan. Like, you can actually say, like, you know, start a scan. And it won't do it. It doesn't seem to know how to do it, even though there's a command for it. And isn't there like a devices and... It's not the device manager. I think it's the devices... Yeah, it's not this. I want to go to like devices and printers or something. Because like you can go to control panel, or it's hardware and sound, devices and printers. Like if I want to go to devices and printers, there's no way to get to it. You can't just say devices and printers. Why? I don't know. It really bothers me. I don't know. Rant over. So Roblox or Love 2D? When? So the thing is, percentage guy, I looked into Roblox. I am not a huge fan of it. The main reason is because you have to write like so much Lua code to get anything done. And there are ways to condense the code, but the way they do modules and stuff, I don't know if it's even worth doing. Like I'd have to find a couple, like most of the libraries that I've found are compiled. Basically what they are is they're C++ or something, and then they just have like Lua bindings, or they're compiled to work with Lua or something. And so you can't actually use that sort of stuff in Roblox, so I'd actually end up having to find a library written in Lua, or I'd have to write them. Isn't that any game engine ever? No, not really. So the thing is, like, I can spin up Roblox. Like, I'll show you the problem that I have with it. Like, I've been messing with it a little bit, but yeah, I have a huge, like, I really don't like the way that they do stuff. It really bothers me. But like, I'll show you what my issue is. As soon as this spins up, like in Unity, like you see, you can do so much with like 2 or 3 lines if you have the right libraries. Love 2D, I wanted to make a mobile game with Love 2D, but that's not really that supported. Like, you can make mobile stuff, but the issue with it is that it's just not very well supported. Why does that say NA as an image? That's interesting. So like, let's take, what was the one that I was looking at that was interesting? It was like, was it the Infinite Runner? Yeah, the Line Runner. Yeah, like this. Like, if you go into this, where is it? It's in, oh god, is it in here? I think it is. Was it the camera script or was it the control? No, it was, I think it was the control. There's just so much stuff you have to write. Where was the actual stuff? I always forget where it is. Is it in work? Do they keep it in workspace? That's the baseplate zombie. No, it's none of that. God, where did they put it? I always forget. Not in Starter GUI. Was it in workspace where they kept all of the actual control stuff? No, there's the camera code. There was a much longer piece of code that actually controls all this stuff, and I don't know. Is it in the baseplate? No. God, where did they keep it? The other thing too is I don't know where half the stuff is. Like, I don't know how to find it. But yeah, unfortunately, like the actual control script for this, is it in here? It's coin magnet coin, fast start. You have to do just so much to get anything to work. It's just annoying. Where is it? It's not one of these. I'm actually looking for the thing that makes this run. So I found a game engine that uses Lua. It's called Solar 2D, which was originally Corona 2D. That's interesting. I wonder if they're based on like Love 2D or something. Oh god, where is all the stuff? I think it's here actually. Yeah, it's in here. Yeah. I mean, it's just all this stuff you have to do. It's just so annoying. Like, all of this, it's just, ugh. I hate it so much. It's just so gross. Also, there's for loops everywhere. Like, they're just everywhere. And it's a lot of, like, this whole, like, get child, load character, like, all this just, it's all gross. Don't like any of it. It's like while loops and all this stuff. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan. Where's the actual thing? Is it in here? This path creator. Yeah, like, dear God, what is half of this stuff? And then there's like, you know, it's like creates the initial path. Like, what on earth? Yeah, all of it is just, there's just so much you have to write to get anything done. It's like, you know, adding a new piece of the path. Like, what are you doing with all of this? I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it. I think there's better ways to do stuff. But I mean, it's pretty cool. It does actually work. Let me check out, what is Solar 2D? Is it actually based on, not Kolar, Solar? It's a game engine. Okay, that's good to know. Solar 2D, cross-platform. Okay. SDK, Corona Labs, development by something. Cool. So with an MIT license. Open source, scripting language, fast, lightweight, yet powerful. It's been utilized in Warcraft, Angry Birds, Civ, and many others. Does this mean WoW, or does this mean Warcraft 3? Or one of the previous Warcrafts, actually? I don't know which one that's in. I guess they switched the name from Corona 2D. Oh, jeez, really? Really? Oh my god. I'd be amazed if that's true. That would amaze me if that was true. Corona Labs. Oh my god. Really? That's amazing. It actually says it right here. I mean, of course, Wikipedia, you know. Wikipedia is an open source thing, so it doesn't really matter. And I don't think this page is actually protected, so I think anyone can literally edit it. Does anyone dispute this? No, no one disputes it. Okay. What is the actual history? Did anyone just like change this 2 days ago or something? This was February. It doesn't look like it was. Doesn't look like it was. Or it doesn't look like anyone disputes that. So that's amazing, though. That's amazing. Okay. Whatever. Well, I didn't mean to click that. Actually, no, I did mean to click that. The documentation. So what are the actual getting started things? So it's Flappy Bird. Open source prototype, both a match 3D and an old school RPG with infinite hallway and items to collect. Okay. Open source prototype for platformer. Okay, yeah, sure. So this has scenes, which is good. Converting the game to composer. What? What is this? Accessible code, sure, whatever. Composer, does it actually say? So are you looking to try different weird engines? I was looking into Lua I was looking into engines that use Lua because Lua has some interesting properties to it. But Lua was the thing that I was really interested in. But I mean, if there's like, you know, different weird engines out there, that would be kind of cool. But Lua was specifically the thing that interested me. That's why I was looking at Roblox and also looking at Love 2D, because Love itself is done in Lua. Or, well, I should say it uses Lua. It's not necessarily done in Lua. But yeah, like Lua has the cool property of you can really make, you know, you can rebuild a lot of the structures of programming, but you can build them the way that you want them. The problem that I found with it is that a lot of the libraries for it are done in strange ways, and so they're not really done in Lua itself. They're done in C, and then they just expose Lua bindings. I would assume that's because Lua is probably pretty slow. If you nest a lot of it, it's probably pretty slow. Try Scratch, that may or may not be painful. I've looked into Scratch. The problem with Scratch is that I don't think there's a lot you can do with it. Like, I think that it has... I don't think you can really do a lot of, like, 3D stuff with it. I think that a lot of the nodes are just bound... Like, I think a lot of the nodes are just sort of bound to Scratch itself, right? Like, you couldn't create... Like, yeah, when blank is clicked, you know, when this is clicked. But it doesn't seem to... Oh, that's interesting, okay. But you can't, like... You can't... It doesn't seem like you can create new objects or things. Or maybe you can, I don't actually know. But it didn't seem like you could, so it didn't seem like you could really... Like, it seemed like this was the only stuff available, right? I don't know. I might have to look into it more, but it does look interesting. But yeah, it's not like... You can make new objects. Yeah, but can you give them, like, properties and stuff? You can make blocks. Oh, that's interesting. Huh. Interesting. Okay, so I guess you could. So this is an input, this is a label. Can you bind it to some kind of behavior, though? Is it just me, or... That is like a function. Okay. Maybe. So this might be... Okay. So maybe there is some stuff you can do with this. I don't know. I'll have to look into it, because if you can make blocks... So this is number or text. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, I might have to look into this then. Maybe there's some stuff you can do with it. But yeah, I'd prefer... Let's see the page. Yeah, I'd prefer something... It's interesting. Okay. Yeah, I'd prefer something where... Actually, let's look at this on GitHub. Let's see what this is kind of like. So this is scene, etc. This is main. Okay, so what kind of stuff do we normally do? So this is simulator, visual monitor. Acquire that. Create new. Someone made this with it. Ooh. Okay, that's not important. What is this? Oh, I know what this is. I've seen this. I've seen something similar to this. I think I know what this is though. Paper Minecraft V11. I think I've seen some of this. Oh, I didn't know this was done in Scratch. Is this legit done in Scratch? How is this done in Scratch? What did they do? Is this really done in Scratch? Click see inside. See inside? What's this? Where does it show? Oh god. Wow. That's amazing. Oh my god. Okay. Well. I guess you can. That's crazy. I didn't know you could do that with that. That's crazy. Oh, is this... Huh, that's interesting. Oh, so you have to do all the animations programmatically. Set size 210%. Point direction that. Switch costume to... Huh. So that's how costumes work. Offset to 2 plus item plus offset. Yeah. Oh. Wow, that's crazy. I didn't know you could do that. Wow. Is it just me or is the stream dying? To me it doesn't look like it's dying. There is background. It can also have code. There is a background. It can also have code. So yeah, percentage guy. I don't know. Oh, interesting. Huh, interesting. To me it looks like it's not, but to me it looks like the stream is fine. But maybe. So there is a background. It can also have code. Looks like this is blank. Stream is good for me. Okay. Okay, so yeah, I might have to look into this then, because this seems interesting. It seems like just I don't know, it seems like just a tough way to program. But maybe. This might be worth looking at. Huh. That's cool. Like viewers going down or buffering. Oh. Yeah. I assume he means like buffering. Oh god, what is this? No, I don't care, and no, I don't care. Okay. Buffering. So it looks like it's dropping frames every once in a while for me, but it's not, from what I see here, it looks like it's not dropping that many. But that's just according to OBS, and OBS might be lying. I know that sometimes it does lie. So this is interesting. Okay. Yeah, I kind of like the way that Lua does some stuff, but... Android system. UI visibility, low performance. So native, I assume, is a library. Doesn't tell what Composer is. Composer is the official scene or screen creation and management library in Corona. Oh wow, it still says Corona. Interesting. Provides developers with an easy way to create transitions between individual scenes. Composer library guide for details. Huh, okay. So I might have to try this then, depending on, focus on ease of iterations and usage. Interesting. Call any native library. If it's not already in the core support via plugin, you can call any native C++, interesting, API using Solar 2D native. So in theory, oh wow, you can even call native. So I could theoretically create a C++ library and call that. So how about some Solar 2D later in the stream? Probably not later in the stream, just because I'd need to look into it a little more and figure out how to do some stuff. But maybe later on, maybe in a different stream, maybe tomorrow or the next day. Because yeah, I'd have to see how to do the UI and stuff. I think that, this guy will help you navigate options for monetization. Interesting. I think you just had a stroke. Did I say something stupid? It's possible. Oh, in the later stream. I read later in the stream. In the later stream. So similar point that today there will not be a later stream. I'm only doing one stream a day this week, and probably next week as well, because I'm doing some job interview stuff, and I need to, fortunately I need to work on some stuff for some job interview stuff, which is always fun. But yeah, I'm going, looking for jobs again, so always fun. Learn more about Solar 2D by studying our current guides and selected topics. It says plugins, access traditional functionality, third-party services. So, Android, to get started with native. So is there any way... So is it possible to write C++ code that is native for Android? Is that a possible thing you can do? Because if it is, CPP native Android code. Is that possible? I thought it was. JNI, how to add JNI CPP native code. So in that file, name of the library, settings to be defined. How do I add native code to an existing Android Studio project without breaking the project? Is there a way with the NGK? Interesting. Yeah, because I'm wondering if you can create a sort of a more efficient library. And I think you can, but I don't actually know. Like, I don't know if C++ has the same efficiencies on the Android system that it does on others. It may not. So define arch whatever. Is CPP on Android more efficient? Let's check that out, actually. Is it legit? Alright, see a percentage guy. Somewhat. So number of titles, cross-platform. No standard, has no standard user interface, blah blah, that's all fine. Optimized bytecode can generate pretty fast code, but native IE machine code can be faster. Useful in areas, physics simulations. Although you can do all of that stuff using Java, using JNI for low-level access. In Java, using JNI for low-level access. What is JNI? Never heard of that. Let's check this out. Java native interface. What? How it works, native JVM meets compiled code. Static libraries are all binaries, components needed, the native code, the actual logic of your methods, usually coded in C or C++. Oh, okay, that's, okay, oh, okay, so JNI is with the native keyword, okay. Never actually used the native keyword in Java. Very interesting. Hey Omar, how's it going? Today we're working with a bunch of weird different ideas. So we might have to try this at some point, because I've wanted to... If we can just use the JNI, then all of the stuff could be written in Java. There's legitimately no point... Well, assuming Java has a tweening library. If Java has the correct libraries, then there might literally be no point in using anything else, which would be crazy. Nah, I'm not sold. I'd rather use a game engine. It's just much easier. It just provides a lot of other good things. But I don't know. I'd have to think about it. But yeah, Solar does seem promising. Because it would give me Lua, and I'd be able to rewrite a lot of the stuff the way that I wanted it to be. But yeah, I don't know. This is definitely something to look into for another time. But anyway, back to the task at hand. I was going to mess with the camera. That's what I was going to do. And also I'm going to put this over here. I'm going to go over to Twitch. Let's mute this up. Oh, that's interesting. Huh. Oh, wow. Okay. So yeah, just keep that running. So every fixed update, and then what we're going to do is we need to move this. We need to say, or no, sorry. The offset is going to be transform.position minus the target.position. Something like that. I think that's right. I think it's where we are minus where we want to be. Or no, is it where we want to be minus where we are? I think that's how you compute an offset. We'll just pretend that that's right. It'll become apparent if it's not. And then we'll just say transform.position is equal to vector3 lerp, not left, lerp. From transform position to target position plus offset. Something like that. And that's all we should need to do with that. Oops. Why does it not like that? Oh, it needs a time. Or not a time, but it needs a delta. And so as the delta, we can just use 1/5 of a frame. Or no, actually, let's use 2 by time delta time. Okay. I think that's fine. Yeah, that's probably fine. Okay. And then in the camera controller here, wherever that might be. Why is this being weird? Oh, okay. That's fine. So say camera controller component, or follow camera component. Let's see what this does. Nope, I have it backwards. I had it right the first time. There we go. Okay. Now this should work. Cool. Now we followed the little tank around. Awesome. Everything is done in a super reactive kind of way, which I really like. So what happens if we run into a wall here? Not much. Cool. Okay. We don't need to serialize this because we find it at the beginning of thing. In the tank animator, we need to move stuff from the tank component into the tank animator. And I think we just grab this and then we just drop it over here. And then we just grab that and we just sort of drop it. Oh, okay. So the problem with doing that then is that we don't actually have the projectile prefab that we need. So we'd need to pass that into, no, we wouldn't need to pass that into the animator. We would need to, no, what we need to do is we need to grab this. This needs to go into the animator. The animator needs a fire thing, fire method, and all it's going to do is it's going to set the fire animation there. And then what we'll do is we will get rid of that, we'll get rid of that. We will have the fire point, we won't have the barrel. The barrel will be in here. And then the sequence will be in here. And then we can get rid of the tweening library and move it over to here. Okay, yeah, I think all of that's correct. And then we need the actual tank animator in here. So duplicate this. We'll grab the tank animation component. Whoops. Control C. And this will be the animator. Then here it will just say animator.fire. Something like that. Alright, and I think all of that will just work. So now all the animation stuff ended up over here. And we're going to have some issues. We need to go relink some things. So in here, the barrel, oh, that's interesting that needs to be, no, actually I guess that's fine. So I think this is what we consider the barrel to be, or was it this? It was that. It was the graphic, I think. Yeah, we consider that to be the barrel. Oh wait, no, we consider that to be the barrel, okay. So in this case, we move the graphic there. And then in here, tank component, we have the animator there. I think that's all we needed to do to make this work. Nope, that doesn't work. Was it just the graphic that we needed to mess with? It might have just been the graphic that we needed to mess with. Where was that? That was here. Right? There we go. Yeah, okay. So now everything is functionally equivalent, everything is where it needs to be. And yeah, everything is just working out. I don't know, I'm just very happy with that. Okay. It's amazing how easy it is to get this to work once you kind of wrap your brain around how it works. Like once you wrap your brain around how the animation stuff thinks. So I'm actually kind of curious now. In Awake, can we get like a trigger enter as a value change or something? Can we get that as like an event? So if we have, let's say this dot on, oh wait, whoops. We need the UniRX and the UniRX triggers. So in here, can we get the, so this dot, can we say like trigger? Oh wow, yeah. You can get an on trigger enter as observable. Oh, that's amazing. Okay. So actually, it's interesting because you could expose those to other Unity objects. And because we have the eye observable, right? You can say this, but you can say where some condition, and then the where should still return an eye observable. Yeah. So you could have like a filtered sort of event that gets exposed to other Unity objects. and then the filter itself would be controlled within this object. That's... Yeah, I think this could be used for a lot of cool stuff, but I'm not entirely sure. I haven't entirely wrapped my brain around how it could actually be used, or what we could use it for. But I do suspect it could be used for interesting stuff. Anyway, I think I've basically accomplished all the stuff that I wanted to accomplish today. So I think I'm going to call the stream here. It's been great talking to you guys. Thank you for tuning in. And we will definitely be looking into, well, I say definitely, we'll probably be looking into the solar 2D stuff in the future, because I really want to try to use Lua at some point. And if we can get a C++ sort of native library built, then maybe we could do most of the programming in C++ and then just have like the shell code or like the rendering stuff done in some other library. But yeah, I think Unity might be a little bit too heavyweight for the rendering, or maybe not. I'll have to do some checking into it. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys tomorrow.